Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly. Siri, what are you drinking today?
Today I am drinking a 7-Up Zero Sugar Shirley Temple.
Ooh, me too.
What?
I hope that went through because it was two instead of one.
It was delightful.
Yes. I love those. I'm going to be so
Oh, it's
sad
so
when I
good.
run out of them.
It's so good. I just didn't want like another Diet Coke.
Yeah,
I don't know, because these aren't caffeinated, are they?
no.
No, yeah.
I love them because they're like slightly sweet, but not overly. And
Mhm.
I like that the pomegranate is there
It's a nice flavor.
and it's like crisp and yummy.
Yeah, I just ate Jollibee, so I had um a Chicken Joy, which is it's fried chicken. So I had basically one piece of fried chicken and then there's spaghetti, and it's a Filipino restaurant. So their spaghetti is odd. Like I just say odd. It's not your traditional spaghetti. It is delicious. Try it. But the last time I went, I realized I think I just did two Chicken Joys and then a side of the spaghetti, not like the two pair or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, it was a bigger serving of spaghetti than the last time I had been there, but it was so good. I ate it all. And then the big reason I was there was the ube pie, which is dreams, is so good. But anyway, after eating that, because I ate that all, and I don't eat fried chicken very often. Actually,
Yeah,
pretty much never.
yeah.
I very rarely am eating a bone-in chicken and pretty much never a fried chicken. Um, And then pasta is not something I'm consuming a lot lately. It's just not like high on my list of normal foods,
Yeah.
except for like Chick-fil-A mac and cheese. But like, like a heavier dish like that isn't something I'm eating a lot.
Yeah.
And then the ube pie was very sweet and it was great and I'm happy. But anyway, something with bubbles to drink sounded smart.
Yeah.
They're a Pepsi restaurant, so I refused.
Yeah.
Although I understand politically, I
Yeah.
would say woohoo. I just am a snob about the flavor.
Apparently, a lot of restaurants, or not a lot, but in the TikTok comments, several people were like, my restaurant is switching to Pepsi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. I don't need to get a soda at a restaurant. I can drink water.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
Speaking of drinking water, my childhood best friend who lives in England right now texted me the other day and said, guess who got water poisoning? And I said, what? Because in my head, it sounds like you're consuming tainted water. And like where she lives, I'm like, that shouldn't be the case. And she's like, yeah, it's what happens when you drink so much water that it becomes toxic in your body. And I was like, how much water are you drinking? Because I drink a lot of water
Yeah,
and I've never had
that
that,
issue.
knock on all the wood. And she was like, oh, I usually drink like 6 or 7 of my 40-ounce hydro flasks every day.
Oh my gosh.
And so I sent her a picture of my coffee from the other morning, and I was like, "Save water, drink coffee." And then the next day, she sent me a picture of her coffee, and she was like, "Be proud."
Oh my gosh.
So sometimes, apparently, you need something that's not water.
Oh my gosh.
She's fine.
It's so funny though.
It sounds like something that would happen on like House or Grey's Anatomy or
Like not in real life.
something where it's like, what is this mysterious illness? And then after 45 minutes, Dr. House is like, it's water
Water poisoning.
poisoning.
And everyone was like, what is that?
Yeah. Anyway, so apparently it's real and it can happen.
I was just thinking the other day about how funny it is that I still technically have not even met her.
Yes.
And I was like, the moment I do actually meet this person in real life, it's going to be one of those weird things where it's not going to feel like I am just meeting this person.
No, she was saying that when I saw her over Christmas too.
Yeah, I
She
was
was
like,
like, I sometimes forget I haven't actually met Siri.
yeah. No, like same. I'm like, I'm going to meet this person and it's going to be like, like whatever.
Yes. Well, you're invited to her graduation next
Yeah,
year.
that's probably where I'll meet her overseas.
I mean, it's only fitting.
Honestly, I feel like we need to make sure that does happen because then we can go. We just have a lot of plans, okay?
Yeah, she graduates with her PhD.
Mm.
She's smart and about to have letters before her name. She graduates next January will be the ceremony. And I think it's like January 5th or something like that. I don't remember. Um, but she invited my family because my dad is the closest thing she has to a dad. My dad will be the one walking her down the aisle if she ever gets married.
Mhm.
Um, and so she invited my family because she was like, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys were there because this is a big moment and you guys are important, which, ah. And my parents are like, yeah, we're gonna go, like,
Yeah.
obviously. So my mom has to get her passport, which is a whole other. Remind me to circle back to
I'm
that.
like, okay. Yep.
Um, but I was like, Emily, my birthday is January 10th. I can fly over there with my family, leave Lila with their pets because it'll be after Christmas.
Yeah.
And then they can like be there for her graduation and I'm sure they'll like do some stuff while they're there too. But then they can like mosey on back to America and I can stay there and celebrate my birthday. And I was like, you know what is like literally just a train ride away? Disneyland Paris.
So quick and easy to get to.
Yeah. Anyway, my mom's passport.
How does she not have a passport?
Have I not told you this whole story?
No.
My mom was going to get her passport. I don't even know how long ago. Probably like 10 years ago at this point. Because they were going to go to Niagara Falls, just the two of them. And they wanted to go over to the Canadian side.
Oh, you have told me the story. Okay.
And
Yes.
my mom was going to get her passport. My dad has a passport, I believe. Um, he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to have one. Anyway, so my mom was going to go get hers. And so she took all of her documents to the passport office and they couldn't approve them because her birth certificate has a typo in it on in her name. So her name on her birth certificate does not match her social security card or her marriage license. And the marriage license was actually the big one. They didn't really care so much about the social security card, which I thought was interesting. Um, but yeah, the marriage license, because I guess that's when her name changed.
Mm.
Um, they were like, "Oh, you need to get that fixed before we can grant you a passport." And then she just like never did because she
Yeah.
hasn't needed one since. And like, in order to do that, she has to get her birth certificate reissued. And she was born in like a tiny little hospital in the middle of nowhere, which I'm pretty sure has since closed. So she has to like go through the county or something.
Yeah. It'll be a
It's
thing.
gonna be a thing. Um, so anyway, now she has a timeline officially, and I've been on her to do it sooner rather than later because some of the language that's been tossed around Washington lately would make it so that married women cannot get passports.
What?
Yep. So, and then it also somehow is like because you change your name when you get married, you like they're gonna make it so that you have no proof of citizenship basically because again
The name
the
changed.
name doesn't match the name on your birth certificate. um anyway, so my thought is if you have a US passport you can prove you're a US citizen. So
Yeah.
I'm like, now you have multiple reasons to get this passport. Also, that way she can come see me when I inevitably have to flee the country. Although at this point I'm really hoping that Denmark just buys us.
Yeah.
So
Adopts California.
they offered.
Hmm.
Apparently, they offered Trump $1 trillion
I'd take it.
and a lifetime supply of Danish pastries.
I'm mildly Danish.
I don't know what I am. I haven't done my ancestry kit yet that my mom got me for Christmas.
My grandpa was very close with his Danish heritage.
I go to Danish Christmas every year and I have a great time.
Yeah, with our friend who is actually Danish, like Danish citizen,
Yes.
dual citizen.
I wish I was a dual citizen.
Right, could be cool.
It'd make it so easy to leave.
He's your baby. I love this cat.
Yes, my roommate's cat, Ren, has come to join us.
Yeah, I love this cat. I just hug him and hold him, and he loves it and purrs. Sometimes he bites me, but it's okay.
Anne Marie says he's like a Sour Patch Kid,
Yeah.
which is the truest thing. Because he's very, very sweet or he's very, very sour.
Yes.
There's no middle ground.
You're just a sweet boy. You're just a sweet boy with a lot of energy.
Yes.
Yes.
The other day, yesterday, I thought Winston was actually going to murder him because he kept chasing Winston around, and Winston was being very clear that he was done. He was like, out of my circle, please and thank you. And like, I had to go take him to Ari's room and be like, please keep your son so that Winston can calm down.
Oh, speaking of the devil. Yeah, sorry, Winston.
Yeah. Ren also recently has a new hobby, which is clawing the couch.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
great. Hey, buddy.
Which I mean, I was planning to eventually get new couches anyway, so like it's really fine.
Yeah.
Those couches were cheap and from Wayfair, so
It's like about time to replace them.
we'll just wait until we're done
Yeah.
with kittens.
Wait a little bit longer.
Well, I don't ever want to be done with kittens, but
Hi, sweet boy. Okay. Since like I don't want you to touch me either. Good Lord. Okay. All right. He's
He's like-
growling.
he says, I want my space. Yes, in my house there are 4 cats, 3 girls, and Lila. So there's never a dull moment, quite literally. Silence is suspicious. Last night when Anne Marie and I were watching Ghost Adventures, all of the pets were in the living room with us, and it was great.
Oh, I love that.
And they were all like chilling. Nobody was bothering anybody. No one was being chased or tackled or swatted at. It was great.
Good. My dogs have been incessant. They just come and paw at me for food all the time, including at 11 p.m., 1 a.m., 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m. My alarm goes off at 5:30, and that's when we go outside. Yep. I've even taken to giving them a bedtime snack at around 8. Last night they wanted it around 7, so they were like incessant for like an hour before I'd actually give it to them. Yep, panini at 4:30 this morning. I have video. She's like at my head, clawing my hair, trying to get me to wake up. And my arm just goes slump to move her away from me.
Yeah, I wouldn't handle that very well.
No. She's like, okay, I have a Furbo camera and it is on my dresser. My dresser's at the end of my bed. So, I mean, it really is angled at my bed for the most part, but that's where they spend most of the day. So it makes the most sense for it to be there.
Yeah.
Just like sounds weird in passing. But if you have dogs, you understand. It's not like a weird
I mean,
thing.
my Blink camera is pointed at my bed for the same reason. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, anyway, but I don't really turn the Furbo camera off. I mean, I don't change in my room. I change like I have basically kind of like a little dressing room area outside my room. So it's not like ever gonna catch anything weird. It's just where I sleep and have my jewelry and the dogs.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's like on me while I'm sleeping. But like when you're laying down, it's like not catching me. It's really the dogs. But it's so funny the number of times like I'll check stuff in the middle of the night and it'll be like Panini crawling out from under the covers. She'll like stare at me and then she'll go and like roll around on the end of the bed. She'll like run off and grab a toy and bring it back. She'll like try to drop it on my face. And this is like all night long. And like this morning, it's like 4 a.m. and Panini's rolling around on her back at the end of the bed. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Mocha would sleep. That dog would sleep. Like as soon as I'm like, absolutely not. She's like, oh, okay. And then she'll burrow back under the covers. But Panini's like, hello, wake up, I'm here. And then she'll like bark. And she's not like a barker.
She's a shrill barker when
Yeah.
she does.
So it's like a child doing like that temper tantrum, like when they stamp and scream kind of a thing. That's
Yeah.
Panini's bark. Like she's throwing a little tantrum. And so she'll basically scream. And I'm like, stop it. Anyway, that's been my life.
I simply would not.
Yeah.
Like, I barely sleep as it is.
No, they're nuts. They're little nuts. They're the best. They're little nuts. Take them out at 5:30 and it's never enough. Feed them, it's never enough.
No.
More.
My mom used to tell the stories of the more birds. And it was like little birds who were never satisfied and they would always just go, more. I don't remember what the moral of the story was or what happened to the more birds. But one time we were driving home, some of our friends, because like our play date was over, and the little sister, who I don't remember why she was there, she was like significantly younger than all of us. And she was like, I don't want to go home. I want to stay at your house. So then my mom tells the story of the more birds. And this kid jumps out of the back seat when we get to her house and like just lands in front of her mother, looks up at her and goes, more.
Oh my
So like
gosh.
lesson lost on that kid.
Yeah, that lesson did not translate. This was the beginning of our American problem with comprehension.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh, this has been day 3 of our phone-free school day where we have yonder pouches at school. So the children have to come in and show an administrator that they've stuck a phone in the yonder pouch and locked it. So all of the children don't have their phones and they're all going stir crazy.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's also wild because the number of times I'm like, okay, here's like the stuff up on the board. If you would rather just take a picture of it for later, like that's something that's been very common. So I'm like, oh, if you need to take a picture of this, I guess you can't. So you better write it down. Because I have a lot of students that like, and I do this too sometimes at meetings. Like I'll take a picture of the screen and then I can like zoom in on it
Yeah.
and like type it on my own and not have to be like looking up far away. It's like better
Yeah.
for my vision. And then I have it too if I miss something. It's like
Mhm.
on record on my phone. Um anyway, yeah, so that was like a oh, you can't take a picture. Uh-huh. And that's like there are a couple of things. My printer wasn't working. So like usually I would just like print a copy of something and I was like, "Oh, my printer isn't working, so maybe just like take a picture." Just kidding. Can't take a picture. Because here's the thing, like I think you could probably use your like the camera on the Chromebook, except it would be mirrored.
Oh, no.
Also, can you imagine like holding up a whole little computer to
To
try
take a
to
picture.
try to take a picture of the board? It's just, and the kids are all mad. Like they're so mad about this policy.
Did they do a walkout?
Oh yeah, there were students that did a walkout. It was kind of a combination of um being against the cell phone policy, but also because of the issues with ICE.
Mm.
So they're like, this is not the time to be doing phone free like this, like especially not in a locked pouch when people are worried about ICE and yada yada yada. So yeah, I had like half of my students on Monday. But a lot of them did the walkout. So, I mean, on the record, all of the teachers were supposed to encourage the students to stay in school because it's the safe thing to do. We can't deny a student the right to go practice their freedom of speech, their right to protest.
Yeah.
So the move was you have to let the students go, but we're supposed to be encouraging them to stay in school. So that is the messaging. I don't know.
That's Ren trying to break into Winston's feeder.
What are you doing, child? He's like, you know exactly what I'm doing. You're right, I do.
Yeah.
You should think about your actions, sir. What did we do this weekend? We had a busy weekend.
We really did. Saturday,
Oh yeah, I worked at our jewelry gig.
yes, I worked from home.
And you brought Lila to the jewelry gig.
I did. They were at a coffee shop this past weekend. So I took a little break and went and got coffee and stopped and said hi. I took Lila. She did great. I was so proud of her. She was very social. She let people pet her. She like ran up to a strange lady and
Yeah,
like jumped up and asked her for pets, which was a big
it was
deal.
very exciting.
Yeah, Lila usually takes a minute to warm up to new people. So that was very exciting. I was very proud. And then we came back and worked. And then,
Amanda's birthday.
yeah, Saturday night was our friend Amanda's birthday party. And then Sunday, we got up very early and went to get coffee at Couplet.
Yes.
And then we went to Disneyland.
Mhm.
And then we went to La La Land and got matcha, which it was so
It
good.
was so good.
I honestly want to get it again. I want to figure out a way to go on
On
Friday,
Friday.
but I have to be at work at 8:20, so I don't think I'll have time to do anything before.
Yeah.
Plus I don't know that there's a location that would be convenient.
No, I think the closest one is it's either like your options are Santa Monica or the Grove, unless you want to go all the way up to Westlake Village, which
That would just not make sense.
no, it would
But
not.
I also want the pink cup, and I think that that's going to be an
It's gonna
early
be
morning
gone.
situation. So I think by the time I'm done with work, I think I'll have missed my opportunity. Maybe I'll see if Emily wants to go for me, because she could walk to the one in Santa
Yeah.
Monica. Anyway, but the matcha was really good. They're doing like a Valentine's Day strawberry shortcake matcha.
Oh my gosh, it was so good.
And the little crumbly topping on it reminded me of the strawberry shortcake ice cream bar that I always used to get from the ice cream truck. It was so yummy. And then we had the Super Bowl party.
Yeah. Which we were the first people to because I had 2 p.m. on my calendar.
And it started at 3.
It started at 3. It's fine.
It's fine. So we were the first ones there. And then after that, we went to the pharmacy and picked up my anxiety meds. Oh yeah, I had therapy at 7 a.m. on Sunday morning.
Yes.
So that's the other reason we were up early.
Yeah, I had to tune in. Well, I didn't have to, but I tuned in because my school's cheer team was competing in Florida. So I tuned in to watch the Zoom of that.
Good. Yeah, and then we went home, and I don't know about you, but I showered and got in bed and passed the fuck out.
I don't even remember what I did. I mean, probably went to bed pretty quickly because I had work Monday
Yep.
with our wonderful phone-free day. Yeah. It was a strange day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've been working on a content project. Today is my 4th day working on the same project. Normally I can do like 3 projects in a day. So far I've spent 38 hours, 36 hours. What did I say earlier?
30 something. I don't
I,
know.
I feel like 38.
Probably. I'd believe it.
So that's fun, and I'm not done. So when we're done here, I will probably figure out some sort of dinner situation because I haven't done that yet. And every cat in this house just exploded at the same time. And then I'll go back to work, and hopefully I can finish tonight because I have our jewelry job tomorrow. And I expected this to take 2 days because the last time I did a project for this company, it took 2 days.
Which felt super long.
Yeah.
Like you were in pain after that one.
Yeah, my body is not doing well. These are like physically taxing ones.
Because you get frozen in like the same position, like looking over like the details. So it's like,
Yeah, I I've moved around
Like
more
trying to
this
move.
time.
Yeah.
But I've noticed my neck is really tight.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, but I thought it would take 2 days. We're on day 4. It's really frustrating. I have other projects that are also due this week that I have no idea when I'm going to be able to do. Um, so that's fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine, but that's another reason I said you could have the
Saturday.
Saturday
Yeah.
shift because
That one also doesn't have an out time yet.
Oh.
So who knows?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Saturday we're supposed to be helping Jasenia move.
Which is very exciting. I'll just join in whenever I can.
Same.
I think she's just more worried about big things
Yeah.
because everything else. And I told her like I could go up another day with her
Yeah.
and like we could load up my car and her car with stuff.
I
So
can help with that.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
she's not worried about the little stuff because like I can do that. I have a way bigger car now. We can load that with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
We can load her car with a lot of stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Saturday is just more she needs help to get the bigger items that she wouldn't be able to do on her own like that.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll have some muscle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving is fun. Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I also need to call the allergist because right now my allergy shots are next Saturday. And next Saturday is when I'll be working
Oh,
the jewelry company. So I was gonna try to move it to this Saturday, and I haven't called yet. I need to do that. What day was today? Wednesday?
yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that's
like,
fine.
I
I have
don't know.
time. I have time.
Tomorrow, it's the school dance team's dance show. It's like their send-off show. So I'm going to stay after school for that. The show doesn't start until 5, but it's not worth me coming home and going back because I'd be late if I did that.
Yeah.
And it would be pointless. I'd get to my apartment, park, and then have to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think my coworker and I are just going to stay at work. So maybe I'll convince her to go get food or something or order something and go eat and then come back.
That'll be fun.
I'll be like, you move your car to the lot by, oh, wait. I'm in the South Gym. Anyway, we'll have to move our cars anyway. The lot that I park in at work closes at 6. Like they lock the gate to the parking lot. This is something really interesting to me about the schools out here is that all of the parking lots, like the gates, like there are gates and they get locked too. Because like in the Midwest, that's not a thing. It's just a parking lot. Like the parking lot is a parking lot. Like I get it out here because people would end up like
Squatting.
parking there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like squatting. But it's just kind of funny. So the little parking lot I park in every day, they lock the gates at 6. They don't open them again until 7 a.m., which is when I get there. Sometimes I get there before someone has unlocked the gate. And I just like sit there in my car waiting. Like, well,
So I guess you can't be working too late if you want to go home.
but the lot by the stadium will be open later.
Oh,
It's just that
yeah.
that little lot. It's right by the administration building, so it's not convenient to any of the bigger gathering points.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You had a new experience this week. You went to a dentist.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my whole life I have gone to the same dentist. My whole entire life. I've never gone to a different dentist in my life. My dad's high school best friend became a dentist, so we've always gone to his dental practice. As soon as he opened it up, we've been going there. And my dad was 42 when I was born, so like obviously this dental practice was open by the time I had teeth. um Anyway, so literally I always went to that same dentist. And it's just even when my insurance, like even when they didn't take my insurance, I just went there and would pay out of pocket because they knew me super well. So it wasn't like I always had to pay on site or like they would accept a personal check from me or they'd send a bill to my parents' house. And a lot of times they'd end up paying it. But it was always like, $200 or like $220 or something. So I was like, that's fine, it's worth it because I didn't want to have to try to find a dentist just because my insurance covered it because I went through a couple different insurances there. But anyway, yeah, I just always paid out of pocket. Um, but it's been a while since my last cleaning, and I like having my teeth feel clean. And so it's
Yeah.
just been starting to feel like they've needed a professional cleaning because that's just more than what you can do on your own with like
Yeah.
what you have available to you. So I went yesterday to a brand new dentist. It is like a block away from where I live. Um, it took me a very long time to get there after work, however. And what's really funny is I get there and the dentist, like the actual dentist, had left for the day already. So it was just like the dental hygienist and the assistants, but that was fine. So small practice. But they were super nice. So they took a ton of x-rays, like a ton of x-rays on my teeth. I don't think I've ever had them take so many x-rays of my teeth in my life. But tons of x-rays. And then the girl came in and she just kind of reviewed. She was like, "Oh yeah, the dentist told me to review your x-rays with AI just to kind of point out to you what could be some issues, and then he's going to review them from home and then expect a call. And then we'll have you come back for anything that, they notice in the x-rays." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So she pointed out some things she noticed and was like, "Oh, would you like to come back sometime so the dentist can like review this with you?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I'll go back another day. But they still did the cleaning, which was great because I was like, "That's what I really wanted."
Yeah.
Clean my teeth. Thank you. And it was quick and they were nice. And I was like, man, how do people hate the dentist? This is easy.
Good.
My teeth feel nice. And then
Good.
I went home and ate tomato soup, which is like the last thing you should do after you've done teeth things. But it's not like I was whitening my teeth.
Yeah.
They just cleaned them. And then I ate tomato soup. But
Good.
it's fine. That's what I had for dinner.
It still cracks me up every time I think about that video where Kendall Jenner eats chili, and then she's like, "What's in this chili, Mom?" And she starts listing it off, and she's like, tomatoes, and she's like, "You gave me chili with tomatoes?"
Yeah, I should just like whiten
Whiten
her
her
teeth.
teeth. I'm like, how do you not know
That chili has,
chili's like mostly
it's a
tomatoes?
tomato-based soup. Some people are very out of touch with where their food comes from.
Yeah, well, we've seen her cut a cucumber, so
I love that that's become a running joke for them too. She was really trying.
she tried something.
She was trying. But yeah, I thought the dentist was nice. I'll have to go back so that the actual dentist can check out my teeth.
Yeah,
But I don't know, it seemed nice. Seemed nice to me.
good.
Yep. And it's very close to my apartment, which is kind of nice.
That
So
is
it would be
nice.
cool if like I had an appointment not on a day I had work, but that's just kind of how it's working out right now.
Yeah,
But I'd rather like be able like take a long time to get there and then just be like right by home than have a quicker
yeah,
commute to a dentist and then still have to drive a far way home. Because I could have tried to find a dentist closer to work, but I'm like, that doesn't make sense because I can also like arrange dentist appointments in the summer
yeah,
when I'm not in school or like during
yeah.
school break. I just really wanted to get on this now. So I did.
Yeah,
I'm not patient. I have an eye appointment on Monday.
that's also very exciting.
Yes. I don't know what I expect with that, but it's probably a good thing to do, says the girl who hasn't been to like an actual doctor in a couple of years. But you know what? My teeth are taken care of and my eyeballs will be taken care of.
There you go.
The rest of it's fine.
You got your tetanus shot.
I did get my tetanus shot. I'm up to date on COVID and flu shots. Any vaccine I can get, I get.
Yeah. I saw a thing, a CNN announcement, I think literally earlier today, where it was like, this is the worst flu season in 15 years.
And you know who got our flu shots?
Us.
Us. Every year.
You know who, knock on all the wood, hasn't had the flu?
Us. Yep. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am up to date in that kind of care. I just haven't done any general checkups
Yeah.
in probably over 5 years. So
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been to like a primary care doctor and probably since a pediatrician. But I see my endo every 6 months, so that's fine. She does, like, my annual lab work, so, like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
fine.
fine. Whatever. It's like if there's ever anything wrong, we just go to urgent care or like a
Exactly.
minute clinic. It's not, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a primary care physician.
They assigned my insurance, like,
I
assigned
said
me
you
one,
one. Yeah.
um, which a couple of years ago, when I had a different insurance, they, like, sent me a thing, and it was like, "You must make an appointment within 90 days," and I never did because I was like, "I don't wanna go to this random doctor," but this time they haven't said that.
That's fine.
But, like, my thing with primary care doctors, and my mom still has this experience to this day, like, when I was a kid, I had a really good pediatrician at first, and then she retired when I was probably 11, and then the one I had for the rest of my childhood, I really did not like.
Mm.
Um, she was just very not sympathetic, just very, like,
Mm.
yeah. Um, but anyway, like, as a kid, I feel like it was easier to get into your doctor when you were sick because I feel like they hold a certain number of appointments every day for, like,
Good.
yeah. But as an adult, I mean, my parents and my grandma, when she was alive, they had a really good doctor and they could never get appointments when they were sick. So, like, they'd end up going to urgent care anyway.
Yeah. I feel like that's always
Yeah.
anytime I've had a primary care physician, if I have to call in because I'm sick, it's like it's just, oh, your primary care isn't available. And I'm like, well, I'll see anyone. And they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Like it's just like one time it was I had a foot thing. So they're like, "Are you okay seeing a male doctor?" And I was like,
It's
"Yeah."
a
Like
foot.
it's my foot. Like you can look at my foot. Makes it sound
Yeah.
funny. I hurt my toe, okay? They gave me like a cortisone shot in the top of my foot. It
Ow!
was actually really fucking painful.
That sounds painful.
It helped. Eventually, not that day. I literally had to drive to the mall to go buy different shoes because the ones I was wearing hurt so bad because I always just like had flat shoes, like
Yeah.
boots, like fashion boots. They weren't like functional footwear. I had to go buy something with an insole. I was like, I'm dying. I can't walk. Like I was hobbling. It's like, ow.
Yeah. If I am sick enough to go to urgent care, I don't really care who is seeing me so long as they can write me a prescription.
Like, can you take my temperature and prescribe me something?
Yeah.
That's where we're at. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I do think it's really funny though, the last 2 times I've been to a doctor not who's not my endocrinologist, I've said, "I think I have this," and they're like, "Well, it's probably not that, but we'll run the test anyway." And then they run the test and they're like, "So you
So it
actually
actually was
do
that.
have what you thought you had?" Like, that happened when you took me to urgent care when I
Yeah,
had pneumonia.
pneumonia.
I was like, "My mom thinks it's pneumonia," and the guy was like, "I'd be shocked if it's pneumonia, but I'll X-ray your lungs if it'll make you feel better." And then he was like, "So you actually do have pretty severe pneumonia." And then for the sleep doctor, I was like, "I think I might have sleep apnea." And she was like, "I'd be surprised if you did, but, like, we'll test for it anyway." And then when I got on the diagnostic call, she was like, "So you actually do have sleep apnea?"
What was that?
Google just decided to play us a song.
Oh no.
That's fun.
Yeah, the programming is becoming self-aware.
Probably. But when I say sleep apnea,
Like sing a song. And you're like, oh God. All right. I just stop breathing sometimes when I'm sleeping, Google.
apparently about 5 times an hour.
Horrible. Horrible.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So when we were at Disney, we've already talked about this, but I just want the freaking Sakura piglet, but I don't want to order it from someone on eBay. I like don't want it that badly. I just want to find it in real life. And it's just been gone. And pretty much anything new we wanted to find was there, and I'm kind of casually looking again for the Chris Liu Disneyland marquee necklace.
Mm.
I've had this necklace in my hands.
Yeah.
I've looked at it and I saw it and I was like, I think I'm going to wait for the script. And then I had the script necklace, the one that just says Disneyland in the script. And I had that one in my hands. And I was like, you know what? If I'm going to pay this much money for a necklace, I'd rather get the marquee than this. So that's where we're at. And the marquee has not been back. And of course, Chris Liu had literally a trunk show during Sweethearts Night on Sunday. So they probably had literally all of that because another girl I know is looking for the ring. That's the only piece she doesn't have. And they keep on dropping it on days when like she can't get there because she works Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So it's like not even worth her trying to go down after work for it to probably not even be there. But yeah, so of course they had it all Sunday, Sweethearts Night. We wouldn't have been able to see it even if we had been able to stay because we didn't have a ticket to Sweethearts Night. Ugh. And then I think they said today they dropped it again. But I'm like, it's a random day in the middle of the week. Like, I can't get down there.
Yeah. We did go down last Thursday because we saw that they had re-released it late Wednesday night, the Sakura's collection.
Mhm.
So when Siri got out of school and I got off work, we drove to Anaheim, which took 2 hours because it was rush hour. And we got there and they only had Stitch and Pooh.
I was so mad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I'm like, I don't want Winnie the Pooh. This isn't what I wanted.
Yeah.
Was that the day? Oh, and we ate at the new restaurant.
Yeah, because we were like, and then we'll go to Din Tai Fung, and we could not get into Din Tai Fung. So then we ate at
Centrico.
yeah, which was really good.
It was good.
I liked it.
I don't need to eat there again, but
Yeah.
we went.
I had my leftovers last night.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then I got a lavender latte at Sip and Sonder.
Mhm.
It was good.
Yeah.
And then I think we literally scanned in to California Adventure, walked through the shops on one side, and then walked back and left.
Yeah.
Just because all of the rides all of a sudden were super long over there because it was freaking Sweethearts Night. So
Yeah.
Disneyland closed. So everyone came over to DCA.
Yeah.
Like we did this real well. We made good choices. It's fine.
It wasn't the most successful trip.
No. It was raining. And I wasn't like really dressed for the rain
Yeah.
because I just came from work.
Yeah,
Like Allison went and got me a sweatshirt and a pair of ears.
I did. And fed the dogs.
Yes, fed the dogs. They were pissed when you left.
Yeah, they were. They weren't thrilled.
They were screaming, howling. Yep, as they do.
They're vocal. They have their feelings and they voice them.
Yeah. Oh,
Bless you.
bless you, Lila. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did we do last week?
Let me look at my calendar. Last week. I have no idea.
All right. Good.
I got nothing. I don't know what we did on Friday. Did we do anything on Friday?
I don't think we did.
I don't think so either. I feel like I was just at home.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, I can just laid around at home.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. One of the days last week, I went grocery shopping, or was that last week, or was that?
I think that was last week.
Yeah. It was a very exciting time. Went to Trader Joe's, got some food.
Good. Yeah. I'm gonna need to do that soon. I have a Target order that I need to pick up today because they emailed me this morning and told me it was my last day to pick it up, which I find very rude because I only placed it last night. But that's not food. It's like laundry detergent and Diet Dr. Pepper.
What do you think about that, Lila? Lila, oh Lila. Lila is cute.
Lila has been doing a thing the past few days where anytime one of the cats walks by her little perch on the couch, she like barks at them and sometimes lunges, which really isn't great. Because the cats usually are not doing anything and
It's just existing.
yeah, they're just walking around and then she yells at them for it. So, trying to figure out how to effectively communicate that that is not acceptable doggy behavior. It's not going very well.
She says,
Because I always like say no, and then she looks at me like, what do you mean no?
we have Galentine's this weekend.
Yes, we do. We have a self-defense class on Sunday,
Yep.
and then we have Galentine's right after.
Yeah, which I actually can't go to anymore, but I haven't told anyone yet.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mentioned it to Emily because at the Super Bowl party, she was like, is it okay that I am having Galentine's here? Because normally it's at my house. And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. She was like, I just figured because I live the closest to
Yeah,
the class. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And I was like, although if you don't want to, we can move it back here because I was like, Siri actually has dance rehearsal that night in North Hollywood, so that might be closer for her. What time is the last rehearsal over?
I don't know.
Okay.
They're late because I have 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's 5 or 5:30.
Yeah.
So it'd be 5 to 6, 6 to 7, 7 to 8, or the 30 to 30.
Anyway, we'll figure it out.
It's fine.
Yeah. Let's see. The self-defense class is
Oh gosh, I don't even know.
2 to 4.
Yeah, I just don't know where it is.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
don't remember.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But now I'll have to just go to rehearsal.
Yeah.
It's fine. I can miss a social function.
Ugh, unacceptable.
Well, I already have to miss 2 rehearsals, and that's the max you can miss.
Yeah,
We have other stuff.
we have things. We're very busy.
Yeah.
Right, Lila? She's like, yeah.
She says, I'm cute.
That is indeed what she says, and she is correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's raining again here in Los Angeles. We had rain today. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow, and we're supposed to have rain Friday.
I don't like it.
No.
I don't hate it, but like I don't like being out in it.
Yeah, I don't really like driving in the rain.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of our roads here are not built to have good traction when they're wet. Um, oh, the chance of rain is gone on Friday. Now it just says tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's very exciting. But it's looking like it's going to rain all day tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Hopefully, I'm inside tomorrow at work.
Ew. That's a thought.
Uh, anyway, I need to. I always feel bad having to do pickups in the rain because I feel bad having to make the little workers come outside to bring me my stuff while it's raining.
Oh well.
But it doesn't look like it's supposed to start again until 2 a.m., so we're good. I have time.
Yeah. Yes. I also think that's still better than delivery. Like whenever people order delivery when the weather's bad, then
Yeah.
you're like making someone else drive.
Yeah, which I am also guilty of.
Yeah, I mean when I knew I was craving Jollibee, I almost ordered it to be delivered to me at school, but I didn't want to pay for delivery because that sounded excessive.
There.
So I went to the location instead.
Yeah. Trying to decide what I want for dinner. Because my meal prep is my chili, which is really good, but I've had that several nights in a row. And I also am kind of feeling like something, another option.
Hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see what I wind up getting. It'll be a surprise for everyone involved, myself included. Anyway, I think that'll bring us to the end of this lovely episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay.
I'm Siri Harkins.
And this is Lila. And we're thriving.
Clearly.